Your podcast, the Pull Up Podcast, has featured some notable guests, coaches, as well as former and current athletes. You recently hosted an episode featuring Lavar Ball, father of Lamelo, Lonzo, and LeAngelo. What does it mean to you to be able to feature such guests? And what are some of the more memorable episodes you've produced and released?
Man, I tell you, man, the Pull Up Podcast shows for those that's going on Monday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and you have to put that word show behind it. There's a Pull Up Podcast. We are the Pull Up Podcast show. To fall into the laps of the podcast world, Johnny, and to make that happen, man, was one thing of disbelief because I couldn't believe it was happening. But then once I stepped into the lights, man, I was just in my light. I was just in my lane. And the guests that I try to have on, I want them to be like me, man. We're just going to kick a conversation, man. I'm not trying to bring you on and show you up or any of that. So it's about relationships, right? Knowing the right people. My guy, Travis McAveen, shout out to him, runs a basketball camp where he takes a lot of the players throughout the country down to the Mexican tour to do a Mexico tour. And I'll go down with him, coaching, seeing about him, seeing kids down there, the whole 9 yards, and we stay connected. And so one day I had Coach on the podcast. We were doing some things before last year. I sent one of my ball players who ended up being MVP of the Caribbean tournament a year and a half ago. And he was like, hey, Tony, man, I'm connecting with Lavar Ball and these guys coming up with Big Baller Brand. And I was joking with him, Johnny. I said, man, look, you get with the Big Baller Brand, man, they need to be on my podcast because me and Lavar, I think, would not only hit it off, we kind of like in the same bucket, man. We can kick it. So he sets the meeting up, man, and Lavar comes on, and we live. No takes. One shot. Get it right. And right off the bat, we start tripping. He comes out, and I say, hey, man, you from Compton, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm from Compton, this and that. I said, that's cool, but we ain't got to worry about all this BS because I'm from the Chi, man, so we're going to keep this 100 tonight. And he's like, man, I like you already. And so we just, man, he started talking about at that night he was cooking cornbread. So I'm like, who does a podcast show? You got to tell me to hold on so you can go get your cornbread. But it was so hilarious the way we did it. And on that show, if those hadn't had an opportunity, if you go to YouTube, type in the Pull Up Podcast show, Lavar Ball, please watch that episode. But that show, he released some new details on what he's doing with the brand that he hadn't talked to Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, CNN, Fox, nobody. So I felt very special. He told me about that he's rebranding the brand. Talked about LeAngelo just getting his new record deal with Def Jam. Talked about what both the boys are doing in basketball related and all that and how they're coming back with the brand. And the Big Baller Brand not only is coming back as a brand, but they're also come with a retail store and also going to come with a basketball circuit next year. And so it was just phenomenal. And he ended up giving me a big compliment just to let me know that, you know, he appreciated the fact of the matter that I was able to, you know, bring him on the show, talk to him about him and how he put the brand together and everything. I wasn't there trying to score no points. I wasn't there trying to bring up lies and bring up accusations that make it an argumentative type of situation. And because of that, man, we linked up and did some good things. He's sending me some Big Baller Brand gear that I'm going to be wearing around Nashville when you see me next time, man. And of course, I laid the opportunity out that down the road, he's going to come back on the show and tell me some bigger things he's doing with the brand, man. And because of that, man, I started getting other people, man.